170, The Little Joys in Life, featuring Andrew and Suzanne. So, Suzanne, today we have what I think will be a very wonderful topic to discuss.
So Suzanne, today we have what I think will be a very wonderful topic to discuss.
Suzanne, today
we
we have what I think will be a very wonderful topic to discuss.
Suzanne, today we have what I think will be a very wonderful topic to discuss. What I think will be, we have, will be, today we have what I think will be a very wonderful topic to discuss.
And today's topic is the little joys in life.
And today's topic is the little joys in life.
The little joys in life.
The little joys in life. I really love this topic.
In this episode, we're going to talk about
smaller things in life that can
bring
us a little moment of happiness. In this episode, we're gonna
joys in life. Episode, we're gonna talk about
In this episode, we're going to talk about the smaller things in life. The smaller things in life that can bring us a little moment of happiness.
The smaller things in life
that can bring us a little moment of happiness. And I think they can really vary a lot from person to person.
Yeah.
And I think they can really vary a lot. From person to person.
I think you're right about that, Suzanne.
And I can't wait to hear about the little joys on your list.
Would you like to kick us off?
Would you like to go first? Would you like to kick us off? Would you like to go first?
Yeah,
of course, I'd love to go first.
One of my favorite little joys is
when you don't have anything the next morning and you can sleep in like a little bit extra. Just a little bit more sleep that next morning. And you can wake up a little later.
A really nice little joy in life.
That's just a really nice little joy in life.
So when you have
a clear schedule the next morning and you can spend a little bit of extra time in bed. That's a great one, Suzanne. I love that feeling as well.
Yeah, and of course
I love that feeling as well. I love that feeling as well. I love that feeling as well. Yeah, and of course
that extra time
equals
more
cuddles with the pup, right? With the doggy in the bed. If you allow your dog to go into the bed. So
it always equals more cuddle time.
It always equals more cuddle time.
Suzanne, a similar feeling.
Similar. Suzanne, a similar feeling. Suzanne, a similar feeling that really brings me
a lot of joy in life.
Suzanne, a similar feeling that really brings me a lot of joy in life.
Suzanne, a similar feeling that really brings me a lot of joy in life.
Really brings me a lot of joy in life.
And I hadn't thought of this until you mentioned
I hadn't thought of this until you mentioned
yours, and I was like, oh yeah, I do really.
And I was like, oh yeah, I do
like this.
Really like this. Suzanne, a similar feeling that really brings me a lot of joy in life. And I hadn't thought of this until you mentioned yours. 말하기 전까지는 생각 안 해봤는데 I hadn't thought of this until you mentioned yours, and I was like, oh yeah, I do really like this.
If you have to get up
in the night to maybe go to the maybe go to the bathroom or something, and
you look at the clock, and maybe it is only like 1:30 or 1 in the morning or 2.
Maybe it is only like 1:30 or 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, and you still have a lot of sleep in front of you. I love that feeling. You're like,
go back to sleep for
I can still go back to sleep for
another
6 hours or something.
Amazing feeling.
That's amazing feeling. I can still go back to sleep for another 6 hours or something. I can still go back to sleep for another 6 hours or something. I can still go back to sleep for another 6 hours. I can still go back to sleep. 다시 자러 가다. Go back to sleep. I can still go back to sleep for another 6 hours. Oh, I can still go back to sleep for another 6 hours. That's amazing feeling.
Conversely, if you have to wake up, I don't know. Let's just say that you wake up at 7 a.m.
Let's just say that you wake up at 7 a.m. If you have to wake up, I don't know. Let's just say that. 그냥 뭐라고 치자. 7시에 일어난다고 치자고. Let's just say that you wake up at 7 a.m.
10 a.m.
Let's just say
you have to wake up at 6.
Maybe
to
to
go to the bathroom, then you're like,
maybe to go to the bathroom, then you're like,
should I even go back to bed?
Should I even go back to bed? Should I even go back to bed? Should I even go back to bed? I'm already up.
It can go either way.
Totally.
When nature calls. It can go either way when nature calls.
That's the worst. I'll ask.
Totally, that's the worst. I will ask you. Totally, that's the worst. I will ask you, Andrew.
If you have another
little joy that you have in your life.
Yeah, so sure, maybe we'll continue.
I will ask you if you have another little joy that you have in your life. Yeah, so sure.
Continue throughout the day if we're talking about waking up.
So sure, maybe we'll continue throughout the day if we're talking about waking up.
The first things that I do when I do wake up in the morning is
One of the first things that I do when I do wake up in the morning is One of the first things that I do when I do wake up in the morning. One of the first things that I do when I wake up in the morning is
to brew
my morning cup of coffee, and
that is one of the biggest joys in my life.
And that is one of the biggest joys in my life.
I love the ritual around it.
I love the ritual around it,
Go through the process of filling up my grinder and grinding some fresh beans.
I always go through the process of filling up my grinder and grinding some fresh beans.
And then sometimes I prepare the coffee in a different way.
And then, sometimes I prepare the coffee in a different way.
But these days, I
usually just use my
kinda
coffee
lazy.
machine because I'm
But
kind of lazy.
I love the
I
aroma,
love
like
the
the smell
I love the aroma. I love the aroma, like the smell of coffee
of coffee in the
in the
air is so
air is
great.
so great.
I
And
usually
I
wake up
usually wake up
first
first
in my
in my
house. So
house, so my
my
wife
dog are
and
still
dog are
sleeping when
still
I wake up.
sleeping
So
when
it's
I
a
wake up.
quiet time in the morning
So it's a quiet time in the morning.
Usually, have a
Usually,
little
I
solo
can have
time in the morning
I can have a little solo time in the morning,
and
you just
enjoy
enjoy
a cup of
a cup of coffee, and just enjoy a cup of coffee.
These days, usually
what I've been doing while I drink my cup of coffee is, and these days, usually what I've been doing, what I've been doing while I drink my cup of coffee, what I've been doing while I drink my cup of coffee. And these days, usually what I've been doing while I drink my cup of coffee is play the word game Wordle, which I talked about on the podcast before with Cassie. Yeah, that's just like a nice little way to start the day. It doesn't take long. I wouldn't say it's like my morning routine every day, but 왜 이러는 건 아니지만 I wouldn't say 매일 하는 건 아니지만 매일 하는 건 아니지만 매일 하는 건 아니지만 근데 하는 건 아니지만 I wouldn't say it's like my morning routine every day. 그건 아닌데 너무한 건 아닌데
it doesn't take
long. I wouldn't say it's like my morning routine every day, but whenever I can, I enjoy just making the coffee, sitting down, taking 5-10 minutes to
solve a puzzle and enjoy
5-10 minutes to solve 5-10 minutes to solve a puzzle and enjoy a cup of coffee before I start my day. Before I start my day. 하루를 시작하기 전에. Solve a puzzle and enjoy a cup of coffee before I start my day.
That just sounds so divine. I agree. I also love to put the beans in the grinder
and
get that aroma going.
And I also enjoy a cup of coffee.
And I have a pour over system because I'm the only one in my house who drinks
coffee. Because I'm the only one in my house who drinks coffee, so I kind of find ways of single serve coffee, and it's really fun. The ritual of heating up the cup, then the cup, then grinding the beans and pouring it in and slowly creating the coffee. I agree to that. That's a lovely morning ritual and pleasure. I think the ritual of it also helps wake us up, maybe because it's kind of autopilot, so it's not something we have to think about too much, and it really helps to wake us up.
Suzanne,
I've got
little joy in life that
Suzanne, I've got another little joy in life that I want to talk to you about, and I think
is kind of unique.
I think this one is kind of unique. Probably many people like drinking a cup of coffee in the morning, but I think not as many people can say that they like doing this activity. And I really have to thank my wife for it, because if she wasn't around, then I wouldn't be able to do this. But my wife is a great gardener. She's got lots of houseplants, and also she has many cacti. And one thing that's cool is the way that they are set up in our house is that they're kind of behind our kitchen table on a patio, but the patio is enclosed with glass. So if I'm sitting at the dinner table and I just turn around, then I can look out the window and see all the cacti there. And one thing I like to do sometimes, I even do this while I'm drinking my coffee, maybe after playing a game of Wordle, is I kind of just shift in my seats and turn my body around so I can look out the glass toward the patio at all of the little cacti. She's got some really interesting, unique, different ones from all over the place.
Some really cool ones from Africa as well.
And there's some really cool ones from Africa as well.
She's got them all displayed really nicely.
She's got them all displayed really nicely with grow lights and everything.
I just like admiring them.
And I just like admiring them.
I know that sounds a little bit weird, but
admiring the cacti, looking at them. I know that sounds a little bit weird. 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 I know that sounds a little bit weird, but I like admiring the cacti.
Lots of cool patterns, and
they have lots of cool patterns, and some of them flower, and they each have different thorn. They have different thorns, types, and patterns on them.
I don't know.
It's just really cool, and I really like looking at them. And every time I look at them,
wow, such a cool plant.
Wow, it's such a cool plant, and I'm
appreciative of all the different kinds of life forms that we have.
And I'm appreciative of all the different kinds of life forms that we have on the planet.
Yeah, I just really enjoy checking it.
I just really enjoy checking out her cacti from time to time.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's so cool. I wonder if it gives you that feeling that you're in nature also.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of the huge city, so it is kind of like an escape into nature, right in the heart of my own apartment. Right in the heart of my own apartment. Yes, that's fantastic. That inspires me to maybe venture out into more cacti buying.
Suzanne, do
You have
another
another
joy
little
to
joy
share with us?
you could share with us?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I really
really
enjoy
enjoy
going
going
on
on
a
a walk with my
dog
dog
most
most
of
of
the
the
time.
time.
If it's bitter cold
Here
here or
the wind
the
is
wind
really
is
windy
really windy or
icy
icy
rain,
rain,
not so
not
much.
so much.
But
But
I
I
really
really
do
do enjoy
enjoy
walking
walking
my
my
dog,
dog,
especially
especially when
when
the
the
sun is
sun is
shining.
shining.
And
And
there's a
there's a street
street that
that
I
I
really
really
love
love walking
walking
down,
down, or up,
or
I should say,
I should
because
say
I walk
because I walk
north.
north.
It's a
It's
kind
a
of
kind of
commercial
commercial
street,
street,
meaning there
there are
are
a
a lot
lot
of
of
stores and
stores and
shops
shops
along
along
the
the
way.
way,
And
and there
there
are
are
about
about
five
5
or
or
six
6 places
places
where
where
you
you
can
can
bring
bring
your
your
dog
dog
in
in
with
with
you.
you,
And it's really fun
in with you, dog in with you, and it's really fun
to
to
just
just
stroll
stroll
and
and
stop
stop
in
in
or
and
pop
pop
in to a
into a
store,
store,
quickly
quickly
say
say
hello,
hello, and
and maybe
maybe
pick
pick
up
up
more
more
coffee
coffee
beans
beans
or a
or a
candle
candle
or
or
some
some
yummy
yummy
fruit,
fruit,
and
and just
kind
kind
of
of
pop
pop
in
in
here and
here and
there
there
along
along
that
the
street
street
and
and
say
say
hi
hi
to
to
the
the
shop
shop
owners,
owners,
and
and
everyone
everyone
always
always
wants
wants
to
to
pet
pet
my
my
dog
dog,
and just
and
sort of
just
feel
sort
that
of
sense
feel
of
that sense of
community
community
and
and belonging.
and
And
it's great
it's great
when the
when
dog is
dog is
allowed to come
allowed
with
to
you.
come in with
So
you.
I really
So
do
I
enjoy
really do
that
enjoy that whenever we walk
along
along
that
that
street.
street.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I
I
could
wish I
share
share
in that
in
joy
that
with
joy
you.
with you.
My
Sometimes
wife and
my
I will
wife and
go
I
to
will go
pet
to
friendly
pet friendly
cafes in our neighborhood.
cafes in our
My
neighborhood.
dog
My
Pinky,
dog
he just
Pinky,
doesn't
he
know
just
how to
doesn't
chill.
know how to
So he'll
chill.
never sit
So I
down
never
and just
sit down
relax.
and
He's always
just
walking
relax.
around and poking,
He always walking around and
around,
poking around,
and we
and
have to
we
chase
have to
after
chase
him,
after him,
and we can't
and we
relax. We
can
can't just
relax. We
sit and
can
enjoy a
just sit
coffee.
and
So
enjoy a coffee.
unfortunately, we
So
can't do that.
unfortunately, we
But
can't
I
do
could
that.
imagine
But I could imagine
that it's
that
very
it's
nice.
very
I would
nice.
love to be
I would
able to
love
do
to
that.
be able to do that.
Yeah,
It's funny to me because you're such a chill person. You're like
chillest people I know.
you're like one of the chillest people I know. You're one of the chillest people I know, and
And so
so
I can't imagine
I can't imagine that your
that your dog
dog
would
would
not be
not
that
be
way.
that way.
Yeah, he's not hyper. It's not like
He's not hyper. It's not like
he's
he's causing a scene or like disturbing other customers. He just gets really anxious, I think.
relax because he's too nervous. So it's
He just can't relax because he's too nervous.
that
So
kind of
it's that
situation.
kind
And
of
then we
situation,
feel
and
bad,
then we
like,
feel
oh, we shouldn't
bad,
have
like,
taken him out.
oh, we shouldn't have taken him up. um, we shouldn't have we shouldn't have taken him out. Oh, we shouldn't have taken him out. Like,
Like, oh, we gotta
oh,
go.
we gotta
So
go. So whenever we do that, we always end up just slamming back our hot coffees very quickly and going home.
Suzanne,
Suzanne, as a music lover, I have one more little joy. We could go on forever and ever about little things in life that make us happy.
Got
But
one more that I'll share.
I've got one more that I will share.
And when I have
some free time, especially on the weekend, what I really like doing is kind of like digital digging, if I could say digital digging.
You can go to a record store and you could dig.
Like you can go to a record store and you could dig for
records, try to find
vinyl records, try to find some hidden gem, right? Vinyl records.
Well, I like going to YouTube and searching just for rare or obscure or weird music that I've never heard before. It doesn't even have to be weird or obscure or rare. Rather, some music that I've
it could just be some music that I've
heard before.
never heard before.
I love trying to search and find interesting music that I've never heard, and I get a lot of joy out of finding something cool. If I find like a new song or a new band or a new artist, when I say new, I mean new to me. Like the song might be 50 years old, but it's the first time if it's the first time I've heard it, 만약에 내가 처음 들어본 거면 but if it's the first time I've heard it and I really connect with it and I like that song, then that brings me a ton of joy. And recently what's happened is I found some cool songs that I've sent to my friends, and then my friends have also been like, oh, the song is so good, and they really enjoy it as well.
They're not just saying that, like,
You know, they are not just saying that, like,
oh yeah, it's good,
thank you. You know, they're actually really enjoying it, and that brings me also a lot of joy is when I can share that good music with my friend, and they actually enjoy it as well. I think that's a great feeling, and that's one of the little pleasures in life, in my world at least. Yeah,
That's really cool. I admire that so much
I admire that so much. Because I don't actively search out music enough,
and I rely
and
quite a bit on
I rely quite a bit on
algorithms
that
feed
feed
me,
me,
hey,
hey, maybe you would like this song.
And
And
sometimes
sometimes I do, but
I don't.
sometimes I don't.
But the algorithms
Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't.
are great. I mean,
But the algorithms are great. I mean,
algorithm leads me to
algorithm leads me to a lot of stuff as well. I'm not just like walking around in the dark
per se.
per se.
The algorithm is
The algorithm. The the algorithm is learning about what I'm clicking on and predicting what it thinks I will like, and
it's really helpful. So
yeah, it's really helpful. So
I would be lost without the algorithms these days.
So I would be lost. I would be lost without the algorithm these days. So I would be lost without the algorithm these days.
But I also do.
알고리즘이 없으면. I would be lost. But I also do like
to mess with them
a little bit where
I'll be going in one direction for a while, and then
I'll be going in one direction for a while, and then I just
throw in
a musical theater song or two, and then I'm listening to some country, and they're like,
that
what?
algorithm gets confused.
That algorithm gets confused.
I have one more too,
if that's okay, if we have
Yeah,
time.
sure.
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
Make it the last one. What's your last little
We'll
joke?
make it the last one. What's your last joy?
Actually,
little joy. What's your last little joy?
Something that came up first was baking.
Actually, something that came up first was baking. I really love baking delicious things.
But
I love really baking delicious things, but something that brings me joy, going and buying and bringing home fresh cut flowers, like a bouquet of flowers, and then putting them in my house and trimming them. And it's similar to having plants, just having a fresh bouquet of flowers, and then as I walk by them throughout the week, I'm like, oh, I love that so much. And I will stop and smell them.
And they remind me
they remind me to
take care of
take care of
myself
myself
and
and
maybe
maybe
inspire me to take a bath or something
take a bath or something
like
like
that.
that.
I love seeing
Fresh cut
They just
flowers.
always bring
They
so
just
much
always bring so much joy. Whenever we have fresh cut flowers in the house, I always think to myself, we have to have this in house all the time, and then maybe the flowers will die and to throw it it's time to throw them out, and then yeah,
we go for a time without them, but then
we go for a time without them.
whenever we do get them,
whenever we do get them in the house again,
it's always so lovely.
I can't say it's something that happens
regularly.
regularly. It's something that happens regularly, 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 regularly. It's something that happens regularly, but
From time to time, it's lovely.
but when it does happen from time to time, it's lovely.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It really can.
You're absolutely right. It really can bring a smile to your face, right? Make you feel good.
It just warms up
your house so much
beautiful
too.
flowers. Oh my!
So much to have some flowers.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more.
It's totally,
one of those things
why don't I do this every week?
Why don't I do huh?
Why don't I do this every week?
Why don't I do this every week? I should get flowers every week.
I think I'm inspired, Suzanne. Maybe I will go and.
I think I'm inspired, Suzanne. Maybe I will go and
get some flowers
for my wife. I'll be a nice guy, a nice husband. Yeah, oh my gosh.
That's the best.
That's the
But then I
best.
can benefit too.
That's the best. But then I can benefit too.
It's one of
the sneaky gifts.
Gifts.
It's one of the sneaky gifts where it's like it's for you, but I can benefit as well.
You'll benefit in more ways than one because
you will benefit in more ways than one. You will benefit in more ways than one because you get to enjoy the flowers and the happiness of your wife too.
Okay,
I gotta do it. It's a great idea. I love it.
We've decided to keep our conversation.
We've decided to keep our conversation going just a little bit longer for all of our members as a way to say thanks for supporting us. So Suzanne, I've got just three fun questions here about joy and happiness just in general.
I thought we could talk about
happiness just in general that I thought we could talk about briefly. So let's do it. Question number one. And I hope you have a good answer for this. It might be hard to answer. It might be hard to answer. It might be hard to answer, but I will ask anyways.
Do you remember?
Okay. But I will ask you. But I will ask anyways. Okay. But I will ask anyways. Do you remember the last time that you laughed uncontrollably, or the last thing that made you laugh uncontrollably? Laugh. Oh my gosh. I remember the scene and I was like in pain. I was like crying so hard, but I can't remember what it was about. I do remember this. I do remember that.
I was laughing at myself.
I remember this. I do remember that I was laughing at myself,
like
like
something I
something I
did. It
did.
was something
It
that
was
I
something
said
that
or
I
did that
said
was
or
silly,
did
and maybe it
that
was
was
in French,
silly,
and I was like
and maybe it was in French, and
cracking
I
up
was
about
like
my
cracking up.
mistake.
And I was like cracking up about my mistake,
But it was
but it
so
was
funny,
so
I
funny
couldn't
I
stop
couldn't stop
laughing.
laughing.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
but
it's
I
funny
think
that I
it's
can't
funny that I
remember
can't remember
exactly what it
exactly what
was.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
You?
about you?
Remember?
Can
You
you
kind of cracked
remember?
me up
You kind
recently
of
when
cracked me up recently when we
we recorded that
recorded
episode
that
about table
episode
manners,
about
and you were
table
telling me the
manners.
story about your house
You were telling me the story about your house
guest putting
guest
his feet on
putting
the
his
table.
feet
That
on the
cracked me up. I
table.
thought that was really
That cracked me up. I thought that was really
funny.
fun,
And also
funny.
yesterday, I
And
was
also yesterday, I was
on
on
Reddit, the
Reddit,
social media
so
community,
the social media community,
and
and people were
their
discussing
favorite
their
comedy
favorite
movies.
comedy movies.
And one
And
of
one of
my
my
generation's
generation's
top
top
comedy
comedy
is
is
Dumb and Dumber, and
Dumb
I
and
also
Dumber,
really love that movie,
and I also really love that movie,
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and
And
Dumber.
people were just quoting
Dumb and Dumber. And people were just quoting lines from the movie. But as I was reading them, like I could hear the characters' voices in my head and see the scenes in my head.
It was just cracking me up. Like
And it was just cracking me up. Like
seen that movie
I haven't
so
seen that
long,
movie in so long, but just as I was sitting,
reading that,
but just as I was sitting on the subway reading that, I was laughing.
Actually
Laughing out loud, just at reading people quoting famous lines from the movie.
yeah,
So
that
yeah,
got me laughing.
that got me laughing.
That is
awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's really
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that we've been doing is rewatching from the beginning.
Seinfeld from the beginning, and the other day he says something so funny.
Like
in Seinfeld,
how he does his stand up throughout
how he does his stand up throughout
the episode.
He will have a beginning
and an ending.
He will have a beginning, a middle, and an ending
stand-up
sort of stand-up section.
And it was something he said in this.
And it was something he said in the stand-up section,
and we were
laughing so hard.
And I feel
And I
terrible,
feel
guys,
terrible,
because I keep saying it was so funny,
because I keep saying it was so funny.
I can't remember what I was laughing.
And then I can't remember what I was laughing at.
But as we know,
Seinfeld talks about stupid things, like he usually brings up very obvious things that we all do.
And it was
something like that, something so dumb,
but
very relatable. But very relatable. So
rewatch Seinfeld. I think it was
like
in season
Seinfeld. I think it was like in season 3. Okay. It's only 22 episodes to go through, but I think every episode is funny of.
So you really can't
But I think every episode is funny of Seinfeld, so
go wrong with it.
You really can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to watch it in order.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it in order.
To be honest,
you can just jump in.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
true.
Suzanne, question
number two. Do you have a go-to song that always pops you up or changes your mood for the better?
Lifts your spirits, so to say.
Lifts your spirits, so to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it changes. I would say throughout my
life.
I think a lot of
Lizzo's songs just
always make me start dancing, like about damn time or special, or just like
dancing in my kitchen.
But I
also think like
songs
from Queen.
Yeah,
like
it just gets you up and moving.
It just gets you up and moving.
Or Bohemian Rhapsody, like
Bohemian Rhapsody, like
it just
you can be
down in
the dumps
and listen to those songs.
Listen to those songs.
I feel like.
Yeah, it's a good one. That is a good.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
choice,
a good choice,
yeah,
Queen.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
I don't have a particular song
like you. I'm sure there are hundreds of songs that that would put me into a good mood. But
when
when
I
I wrote this question, Daft Punk came into my head. I was like, if I heard them right now, in this moment, I'd be like, yeah, here we go. I feel better. So I'm gonna say any song by Daft Punk.
they have a big catalog as well.
But they have a big catalog as
So,
well. So
probably
not every
but
song,
most of
but
them
most of them.
would
I
do
think
that.
I think would do that.
Suzanne,
Last question here.
And
We kind of talked about this in the main episode. What is your favorite activity to do on a lazy day that brings you joy? Hmm.
I
I
would
would
say
say
watching
HGTV
shows
shows and
and doing
doing
Sudoku.
Sudoku.
Nice.
Nice.
Now,
And now I'm saying that this is like a lazy day where I can't really go outside, right?
Cold out or
Like if it's cold outside, out or something.
something like that's my
Like that's my
go-to
indoor
activity
activity
because I just really like home renovation shows.
I just really like home renovation shows. And they're
Sudoku.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. I like
Lovely. I like it.
Mine would be similar, I guess, probably.
Mine would be similar. Mine would be similar. Mine would be similar, I guess.
Sleeping in, like you mentioned before.
Probably sleeping in, like you mentioned before, and then just lying around watching something on TV, guilt-free, and playing some chess online. I love doing that as well. So similar to you, watching something and solving a puzzle or playing a game, something like that would be awesome to do on a lazy day.
Yeah,
You feel like you feel like you accomplished something
after you do some puzzles.
after you do some puzzles.
Now I can't wait for the next lazy day.
Now I can't wait for the next lazy day.
I know.
Don't know when it will happen, but I can't wait.
Don't know when it will be happen, but I can't wait.
Well, I think that will bring us to the end of this episode for today, everyone.
Well, I think that will bring us to the end of this episode for today, everyone.
Thank you so much
for listening and congratulations on getting in an English study session here with Suzanne and me today.
Now we'd like to throw things
over to you. You've heard what Andrew and I have to say about some of the little joys in life, but we'd like to know what you think. So you can share your opinion with us and the Cubeless community by leaving a comment on our website.
Take care, everyone.
Take care, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.